Are you slowly becoming a slave, not to a tyrant, but to your own wasted time? In this video, we will expose how every moment of inaction weakens your position in life. We'll explore why Machiavelli believed that procrastination is a subtle form of self-sabotage, and how only the bold, the decisive, and the disciplined can rise above the herd. If you want power, control, and respect, you must stop wasting time. This is your wake-up call. Time is not your friend. It does not pity the poor, nor does it respect the wise. It moves silently, indifferent to your excuses, unmoved by your dreams. And yet, almost every man treats it as if he were its master, as if time would wait for him to feel ready, as if the world will simply pause while he finds his motivation. But this is the greatest illusion the weak cling to. That time is gentle, that time is generous, that there will always be another day. Let me tell you what I have learned from courts, from kings, from traitors, and from the silent ticking of life itself. Time is the most ruthless form of power. It will either destroy you slowly or elevate you swiftly, depending on whether you seize it or squander it. You see, a man does not fall in a single day. He decays quietly over years, not because he was attacked, but because he simply allowed too many days to pass without purpose. He said, "Tomorrow," too many times. He delayed the work. He postponed the war. And before he realized it, the moment had already passed, and power had chosen someone else. You look around and wonder why others rise faster than you, why some men, no more intelligent than you, seem to achieve more, influence more, conquer more. It is not always because they are better. Often, it is because they are more ruthless with their time. They act when others delay. They commit when others overthink. While the average man is seduced by comfort, by trivial distraction, by pleasure, the wise man knows that every wasted minute is a sacrifice to his rival. Time is not a neutral force. It is not something that merely ticks in the background. It is active, it is alive, and it is always choosing sides. When you do nothing, time sides with your enemies. It allows them to advance, to learn, to plan, to build. While you sit in the illusion of safety, the world is moving on without you. And trust me, the world does not look kindly on those who remain behind. Men waste time because they do not feel its weight. They imagine it like air, invisible, endless, intangible. But I ask you, if every second of your day were a gold coin, would you still spend it so carelessly? Would you give it away to the foolish distractions you now call entertainment? Would you hand it to every unworthy person who interrupts your focus? No, you would guard it. You would lock it away. You would treasure it as the currency of your legacy. And yet, that is exactly what time is. It is the currency by which empires are built. No king rises without it. No general conquers without it. No philosopher writes his truth. No artist paints his glory without first mastering it. He who commands time commands life, and he who neglects it becomes its slave. I have seen princes destroyed not by their enemies, but by their calendars. They pushed decisions to tomorrow. They believed there would be time to fix the crisis later, but later never came. Delay is the favorite tool of the incompetent. They disguise it with clever words, strategy, patience, self-care. But beneath it all is fear. Fear of failure, fear of responsibility, fear of movement. And so they do nothing. But understand this: doing nothing is never neutral. It is a choice, a dangerous one, because time is never still. If you are not using it, someone else is against you. There is a reason the powerful seem so urgent, why the truly ambitious appear restless. It is not anxiety, it is awareness. They know what most men refuse to see, that the clock is not ticking for you. It is ticking against you. It is not measuring your potential. It is measuring your action. And when the clock strikes the final hour, there will be no apology, no negotiation, no excuse. So ask yourself, how much time have you already sacrificed on things that do not serve you? How many hours have you given to meaningless chatter, to mindless scrolling, to waiting for motivation? How many days have you wasted hoping the world would change? Instead of changing yourself, most men will never ask these questions because the answers will shame them. But if you wish to rise, truly rise, you must ask. You must stare your wasted time in the face. You must feel the pain of it. Only then will you treat your minutes as weapons. Only then will you stop living like a victim of time and begin ruling like a master of it. Do you know why rulers throughout history encourage their people to be entertained, distracted, pacified? Because idle men are easier to control. A man who is consumed with business, not progress, with comfort, not ambition, becomes a predictable creature. He does not ask questions. He does not challenge the structure. He does not plan for power. He is merely reacting, surviving, waiting. And to the one who governs, there is no better subject than one who waits. The idle man believes he has chosen rest. But in truth, rest has chosen him. He has surrendered his will, not to peace, but to paralysis. He is no longer a player in the great game of life. He is a pawn moved by invisible hands. Every time he puts off his duties, every time he scrolls through illusion, every time he chooses comfort over courage, he becomes less of a man and more of a tool. And tools are used. I have seen how the powerful manipulate time, not just their own, but others. They fill the minds of the masses with distractions, with fear, with trivial pleasures. Why? Because an idle man does not resist, he does not build, he does not rival, he is no threat. He is noisy in the system. He becomes machinery, predictable, disposable, replaceable. Do you think your delay harms only yourself? That your procrastination is merely a personal flaw? No, it is a gift to the men who seek to outmaneuver you. Every time you delay, someone else advances. They are studying while you are sleeping. They are forming alliances while you waste time doubting. They are executing plans while you are still planning to plan. And in this world, this brutal, real, unkind world, the man who delays will kneel before the man who moves. You either discipline yourself now or be disciplined by others later. Look around at history. The great revolutions were not won by idle men. They were won by those who acted while others hesitated. The powerful do not have more time than you. They have the same hours, the same sunrise, the same ticking clock. The only difference is how they wield it. The idle man lets time happen to him. The powerful man commands it. And here's the truth that weak minds cannot bear to hear. When you hesitate, when you delay, when you waste your own time, you invite others to rule you. Because when you cannot govern yourself, someone else will. There is a reason why tyrants prefer a docile population, a distracted citizenry. They know that when the mind is unoccupied by purpose, it becomes fertile ground for control. This is not mere theory. This is political law. An idle population becomes addicted to being told what to do. They seek direction not from within, but from rulers, from algorithms, from trends. They become afraid of silence. They cannot sit alone with their ambition because they no longer have any. It has rotted quietly in the graveyard of delay. Do not make the mistake of believing that inaction is harmless, that it is a neutral state. Inaction is a direction. It is motion backwards. It is not standing still. It is falling slowly, quietly, without resistance, into irrelevance. The man who refuses to act does not remain who he is. He becomes less than he was, and then, inevitably, he becomes dependent. He cannot make decisions. He cannot lead himself. He looks outward for guidance, for purpose, for command. And in that moment, he becomes the perfect subject for control. What you refuse to control in yourself will be controlled by others. Do not envy the disciplined. Study them. Understand that their power does not come from talent, but from an unwillingness to let time use them. They are not perfect. They are not always motivated, but they are ruthless with their hours. They understand the hidden war, not on battlefields, but on calendars. Not with swords, but with choices. Each day that you choose comfort over purpose, you are laying bricks in the prison of your future. A prison built not by tyrants, but by your own inaction. And once you are inside, you will beg to be led. You will crave the very authority you once resisted, simply because you never learned to lead yourself. The idle man is not just harmless, he is dangerous to himself, to his potential, and to all who depend on him. Because when the time comes to rise, he will still be asleep. When the alarm sounds, he will press snooze. And when the world demands action, all he will have is regret. You believe that politics is something that happens in parliaments, behind podiums, inside palaces. You think it's only for rulers, senators, or the ambitious elite. But let me teach you something few ever understand. Every man lives inside politics. Whether you realize it or not, every conversation, every meeting, every silence is a political act. And every day is a campaign. You wake up, and the world begins its calculations. Your actions are judged. Your absence is noted. Your attention is bought, sold, and stolen. The way you walk into a room, the way you carry yourself, the tone of your words, the energy you bring, these are all declarations. You are always campaigning, not for votes, but for value. And what you choose to do with your day determines whether you win influence or vanish into irrelevance. Do not misunderstand the nature of power. It does not announce itself. It is built in whispers, in routines, in the invisible decisions you make when no one is watching. Every day you ignore your own potential, someone else exploits theirs. Every moment you delay your development, someone else sharpens their edge. They are moving while you are resting. They are planning while you are wandering. They are building while you are talking about building. And so you find yourself outmaneuvered, not in some grand battle, but in the quiet arithmetic of days. You think the throne belongs to the most gifted. No, it belongs to the one who uses their time with precision. You think greatness is born in moments of brilliance. No, it is born in the repetition of deliberate action. It is born when you wake up and understand that today is not a rehearsal. It is not a throwaway. It is not a day off. It is a chance to shift the balance of power in your favor. Every interaction today is an alliance or a betrayal. Every hour is a seed. You are either planting or you are destroying. You are either building your fortress or letting it fall to ruin. The world is a chessboard, and the pieces are always moving. If you are not making moves, you are becoming one. Let me remind you of something essential. People are always watching, even when they say they aren't. Your friends, your enemies, your rivals, even strangers. They are studying your patterns. They are measuring your seriousness. They are testing your presence. And if they see laziness, if they sense hesitation, if they detect softness, they will adjust accordingly. You lose influence the moment you stop acting like someone who deserves it. You think power only comes from grand speeches and bold actions. No, power is accumulated like dust, daily, invisibly, persistently. It is in the books you read while others gossip. It is in the hours of quiet study while others waste time. It is in the decision to speak less and observe more. These are not minor things. These are acts of political warfare. And your enemies, they are real. Do not be fooled by the calm. Life is war, even in peace. You are always being measured, evaluated, compared. And every time you let a day slip through your fingers, you fall behind. Not in a race, in a war for position. You say you want more respect, more freedom, more wealth. Then show me how you use your time. Because I tell you, you cannot campaign for a kingdom while living like a peasant. You cannot demand to be taken seriously while wasting your mornings, while drifting through the afternoon, while numbing yourself in the night. Every day you waste, you lose ground. You think nothing has changed, but the battlefield has shifted. You're still in the same place, but the war has moved on without you. The most dangerous man is not the one who speaks loudly. It is the one who uses his time quietly, with purpose. He does not announce what he's building. He does not explain his discipline. He simply rises while others sleep. He works while others talk. And by the time you realize he was serious, it is too late. He has already taken the position you were dreaming of. This is how power moves, subtly, daily, relentlessly. And if you are not treating each day like a political opportunity, then you are surrendering. You may not see the consequences yet, but they are forming. Slowly, quietly. In the missed connections, in the dull routines, in the silence of your own delay. The world belongs to those who act with intent, not to those who wait for permission, not to those who complain about time, but to those who weaponize it. The future is not some distant kingdom you stumble into. It is built, brick by brick, through the choices you make today. The fool waits for fate to be kind. The wise man realizes that fate has no mercy, only patterns. And those patterns begin right now. Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, not next month when you feel ready. But now, in this breath, in this minute, in this hour, men walk through life as if they are immortal, as if time owes them something. They dream of greatness while drowning in routine. They speak of ambition, but refuse to command themselves. They say they will act later, as if their power will rise from the ashes of their delay. But the truth is far more brutal. Your future self is a slave to your present actions. He cannot escape what you hand him today. If you feed him discipline, he will be strong. If you feed him nothing, he will beg. The lie you have been sold is that time is something you manage, as if you can tame it like a horse. But time is not yours to manage, it is yours to obey. It is a current you either ride with strategy or drown in with passivity. The man who respects time, who moves with it, creates his fortune. The man who disrespects it, who believes there will always be another chance, builds his own prison. Every day you choose comfort over effort, you are writing your own fall. Every time you avoid what matters, your future collapses inward just a little more. It does not announce its decay. It does not scream. It simply dies silently while you laugh, scroll, wait. And when you finally wake up, it will be too late. The empire you could have built has crumbled, not because you lacked talent, but because you refused to build. Let us speak not of goals, but of the daily war, the war between who you are and who you must become. You believe the war is won in motivation, that one day you will feel inspired enough to take action. But this belief is a disease, because motivation is a guest, it does not stay. Discipline, however, is a weapon. It is forged in fire, in discomfort, in repetition. And only the disciplined man survives long enough to inherit his vision. You imagine your future as a shining palace. You see wealth, power, recognition. You see mastery, but you are laying no foundation for it. You are dreaming of marble while refusing to mix the mortar. You are speaking of the crown while ignoring the bricks. And so your palace exists only in your mind, a fantasy built in the clouds, never touching earth. What you do today is not small. It is not just another day. That is the deception. Every act you perform or avoid is a vote for your future or a vote against it. You either train your mind to serve you or you teach it to rebel. You either sharpen your habits into weapons or you allow them to rust into chains. And here lies the brutal truth. No one is coming to build your future for you. No one will force you to succeed. No one will drag you into power. The world does not owe you clarity, structure, or order. These things must be imposed by you on yourself. You must rise and say, "This time belongs to me. This hour is mine. This day will not slip past me like a thief in the night." There is no success without structure, no greatness without grind, no power without the persistent bleeding of effort. The men who rise to the top are not carried there. They claw their way, moment by moment, against the current of distraction, doubt, and delay. They are not always smarter. They are simply more ruthless with their present. The weak man waits for an opportunity to knock. The strong man builds the door, with sweat, focus, and fire. He works while the others hope. He moves while the others hesitate. And when the future arrives, he does not fear it. He meets it prepared, because he built it with his own hands. Every second is a stone. You are either stacking them into a fortress or kicking them into a ditch. There is no in between. The future is not a gift. It is an outcome. It is not something you receive. It is something you earn. And if you continue to act as if time is trivial, your future will treat you the same way, with apathy. You were not born to drift. You were not made to merely exist. You were given time, not as a gift, but as a test of your will, your discipline, your courage to build when others sleep, to act when others wait, to dominate the hours that silently pass every man. You have heard the truth. Time is not your ally. It is the most ruthless power you will ever face. If you do not command it, it will command you. The idols are ruled, the distracted are defeated, and those who hesitate become weapons in the hands of others. This world does not crown the most talented. It crowns the most relentless. Every day is a political campaign, and you are either gaining ground or being conquered by your own delay. Every wasted second feeds your weakness. Every disciplined moment forges your throne. So now the question is no longer, What should I do? The question is, how much longer will I allow myself time to own me? Because the clock is not ticking for you. It is ticking against you. Stop wasting time, or prepare to kneel before those who don't.